I started using the RightHear app when I became blind. As a person who can't see at all, the app serves as a directional guide for me. And that's how I know when to turn right or left.
Welcome to Aroma Cafe at Alon Towers. At Aroma Cafe, you can enjoy a variety of foods and drinks. There is an indoor seating area in an air-conditioned space and outdoor seating tables. For orientation, use the Around Me button. For assistance, use the Call for Help button.
I plan to meet up with my friends at Aroma Cafe. I got there by taking the bus, I opened the RightHear app, and it directed me to the entrance of the cafe. When I met up with my friends and they asked me, should we order for you? I said, no thanks. The app tells me exactly where the counter is, where the sitting area is, and where the bathrooms are. So my friends sat down and I ordered by myself, independently and confidently.
You're about to meet someone who's changing accessibility, not by asking the world to slow down, but by building tools that help people move forward. He didn't accept the limits of existing systems. He created technology that opens new possibilities, tools now trusted by more than 2,500 venues worldwide, from coffee shops to global brands. He's an entrepreneur, a community builder, and someone using innovation as a bridge, making independence more possible for people every day. I look for people who are reshaping what care and equity look like, not in headlines, but in real life. This is Interconnected with Jordan. Who am I here with today?
Hi, Jordan. How are you? It's
I'm
Idan.
good.
Thank you so much for the opportunity of being here on your amazing show.
No problem. I'm so happy to have you.
Yeah, so I'm Idan. I'm co-founder and CEO of RightHear. We write it right here. Here is like hearing, AGAR, and it's because you can hear where you are. Um, and right here is all about turning public spaces into more accessible environments for people who have different orientation challenges, just like myself. I'm horrible with that. I'm this friend who always get lost. You're in a hotel asking you, let's go this way. You're like, no, it's obviously the other way. We just been there 10 minutes ago. So, so either people like me or people with much more severe orientation challenges, or blind or visually impaired, is it cognitive or something else, even language barrier. We've been doing that for a few years, and we have our office in Berlin, not too far. And yeah, I'm very excited to be here with you on the show.
Yes. So I have to ask you, we talk about accessibility a lot. It's part of what we do a lot in our work and potentially a lot of what other people do and they don't realize it. So if you had to describe accessibility in just one word, what would it be?
Yeah, I love this question. And I was thinking, you know what? I was thinking about this before a show, right? But it didn't take me long to get to this, to be honest, because it's very, very clear to me what is it about. The my word, the single word to explain accessibility is independence. That's what it is. It's all about providing independence to people of experiencing the world, in an independent, confident way. And maybe I can share a quick story about this.
Yes, please. That would be great.
When we started right here a few years ago, we met a lot of people from the blind visually impaired community, from the different organizations who are advocating for accessibility. And I really asked this question: what exactly is it? Before I'm kind of entering this market, this world, and educating myself, like, let's just go to the foundations and understand even the terms. What is that about? And I remember a really good story that landed with me since then, from the beginning, that I find myself sharing it with people again to get them to this understanding. It was Yuval, by the way, Yuval Wagner from Access Israel, who shared with me that story. Yuval is using a wheelchair, and he told me, like, look at the, like, think about a library, right? In a library, there's a person who's coming to for a book, to read a certain book. If they would have a person at the entrance to the library that is asking anyone who's coming, hey Jordan or whoever, what book do you want to take from the library today? And you might say, I don't know, Harry Potter. And that person would go in, find that Harry Potter that you were looking for, or whatever book you're looking for, and bring it back to you. And here you go, you have it. Would that be an accessible experience with that person? And honestly, when he told me that story, I was like, I guess so. Well, he was looking to get the Harry Potter and he got it. So yeah, why not? Yeah, it's effectively yes. He came to the store, he came to the library to pick the book, and he got the book because they provided him the book. So here you go. It's accessible, isn't it? And then it's only so you don't understand what it is. Let me explain. The idea is to allow that person to have an independent experience of finding this book, just like anyone else. It's not just about the result of getting the book in your hand. It's about the experience of having this book in your hand and maybe looking at other books in the library and experiencing it just like anyone else. And doing it independently, not anyone is doing it for you. And I think that's my definition. When we think about accessibility, it's about allowing people to do it by themselves. Doing it by themselves bring them a sense of freedom. I always quote Tali, one of my mentors, around this. It's really is this independence that most people take it for granted. Most, most people living independent living, right, is taking it very much for granted. You wake up in the morning, you make yourself a coffee, whatever that is. Think about it. This is the type of a freedom that you can do it by yourself. There's nobody else is doing it for you, with you, and I think that's what accessibility is all about.
Oh, that is so good. Thank you for sharing that story too, because
Of course.
I believe that really simplifies it so that it's anyone can really just be able to connect and understand. Oh, okay. So you've said accessibility. I'm going to switch around. You said independence. We're going to use your one word. Isn't just a nice to have. It's a human right. So I want to know, how did that belief shape your journey as CEO and co-founder of RightHear? Because RightHear is known for transforming public spaces with talking signage. So you all are trusted in thousands of locations. Now you're introducing something new, Markers AI. So can you tell me a little
Right.
bit about that journey?
So
Okay.
independence is a very core value in my life and in right as a company since the beginning. As I said, if we're an accessibility company, it's all about providing people with their independence. Therefore, by the way, our team work very independently. We are working as a team as well, but each and every person works very much as an independent work. They're very much we put a lot of trust and responsibility on each person in the team, and this independence mindset of like, here's the challenge. You don't necessarily need to rely so much on others. Yes, there is a team with you, but you can definitely figure it out yourself. I think it's a very empowering value to our team and to people in general, knowing that you can do it and by yourself. um, I think that's resonate with a lot of. So as you said, we're currently installed in over 2,500 locations worldwide, from small restaurants to big, airports, hospitals, and everything in between. It very much resonates to people when they understand that, independence is, again, as I said, people take it for granted, but when they think about it a little bit, it very much resonates with them that, yeah, oh yeah, this is definitely something, that is important in everyone's life. To the technology part of the question, if I got it right at the end of it, it's, we're trying to simplify the solution, as much as we can, to make it a no-brainer decision, a, for the audience users using the app, as well as for facilities. For the users, I can share, it's a completely free app, indoors, outdoors, out of space, underwater, no matter where they are. It's always been, it will always be free for them. And it's also anonymous, so they don't need to exchange their privacy with us, and not their name, not their email, not their whatever social media channels. That's for them. For the facilities, we keep on improving. We have a new technology that we've done recently, brought up to the world recently, a proprietary technology that makes it even easier. But without getting too geeky, because I promise you not to be too geeky today. The idea is really, think of it as making signs accessible from an audio format. There's two facts, just for our listeners, viewers today, Jordan. There's two facts I always share. One is, maybe in most of our viewers, listeners may be familiar with. The other one might surprise many of them. So the first one is that you can find braille signs everywhere you go in the country, right? Have you ever noticed that?
Yes.
Yeah, right. You can find them, on restroom signs or meeting room sign, or people usually notice them in elevators. They're all around us, from the east to the west, from small restaurants to the biggest, again, hospitals, stadiums, etc. The second fact is that over 90% out of the blind community cannot read Braille at all. Okay. So just 5 to 10% out of the blind community can actually read Braille. And for them, finding those signs is a challenge by itself, because you need to know where the sign is in order to read it. And since COVID, even if you know to read Braille and been lucky to find the sign, you do not necessarily want to touch it. So what RightHear is doing is basically bringing these signs in an audio format. We do that with the proprietary technology that we've developed that is very simple to implement, very easy to implement, very cost effective for facilities to have, and basically speaks out loud, as you might have seen in the video at the beginning, to the user about where they are, what is there, what's around them, and giving them the independence, as I said before, to go there by themselves. You shared that we have plenty of videos. You shared, I think, a very good one of the coffee shop. We met in a coffee shop 3 years ago, right, in DC, there in Pratt. And I'm giving this as an example because when you think about a coffee shop and about accessibility and independence, it's not about, you're not going to Pret, for instance, or to any coffee shop just to buy a cup of coffee. You go there to socialize, to meet people, right? That's either for business or for any other reasons, but you go there to socialize with people. And allowing people the independence of doing it by themselves is to me is a human right, right? If they're going for a date or whatever that is, let them go by themselves. They don't need to anyone else to know they're going and when they're going and how to meet with whom, etc. Other, again, business or whatever reasons they do that. So that's why, to me, allowing people to do it independently is absolutely a human right. Um, and we're making it happen in more and more locations.
I love what you all are enabling. You're enabling independence, but not independence in one location, in wherever someone is. And that is something that we may take for granted. And so you all didn't just think, oh, let's enable this in a school, or let's enable this only in restaurants. You're doing it in all over in different spaces. So I want to know,
Yeah.
what's the toughest moment you all have faced, but building RightHear, and
Yeah.
how did you get through it?
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, to me, it doesn't matter if it's a small restaurant or if it's a big, airport or whatever that is. It's the same human right to go there by themselves, and we're very proud to work in almost all sectors. I think our toughest moment actually was about 5 years ago during COVID. So during COVID, we were still bootstrapped as a company, and you know, business was locking down, right, with the pandemic. So businesses were basically closed, right? Coffee shops wasn't as busy as they maybe now are, and not just coffees, right? Any public space, malls, right, and hotels, etc. So, and that's like, we're all about making public spaces accessible. Now public spaces are closed, and who knows for how long, and who knows when they open up again. Like, remember, it was like an Armageddon type of feeling during COVID, right? And who knows when they'll open. And once they'll open, everyone tells us, well, even when they'll open, accessibility going to be very much at the least priority there, because they're now suffered from, such a hit in the market. They're just shut down the business. That was the I was just getting so much advice for so many people. Just 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 do something else. The word now is go remote, do something from home, maybe accessibility just online, or forget about the public spaces. That was tough. We were shrinked from about 10 employees to two, back again, two founders. So it was hard, and I think and then by the way, it eventually folded out as a good opportunity for us to rethink our business, rethink our market. We were then moving here to the U.S. as a new market, rethinking our technology. We were done a lot of with an opportunity to stop the market a little bit. The market stopped by itself, and then kind of rethinking strategy for the business. So that was a good thing. But I think what's helped us go through that to your question, Jordan, is um, knowing that there are real people, and I can names like Ilan and Karina and others that we knew personally who are relying on this. People who are blind, visually impaired, or with other orientation challenges, who just share with us, "I'm not leaving my home without my phone charged and your app open." And we were like, "That's a pretty big responsibility. Like he's not leaving his home without it. We have to keep the lights on. We have to keep the lights on. We have to keep this motion growing and expanding. And I think our secret sauce at right here is that it's what we really do here is so much bigger than a business. And when you have that, it's market's going to go up and down, and we see that also in the past few years, right? So we're building something so much bigger than the business, so it keeps us motivated, determined, and pushing through no matter where the market is, and it's happened to work for our favors.
Thank you for your transparency, first of all, because sometimes we don't hear these stories until a company has exited or you go back and tell these stories. So thank you for your transparency to share that, because there may be someone who you have just given the motivation to keep going. I wanted to say one of the other things that you all have that I believe is so valuable is the community. You all are ingrained in the community, and you all have a very loyal community of, like you said, of people who do not leave their house without their phone charged with RightHear on there. So I want to thank you for sharing your work and reminding us that innovation isn't about replacing people, it's about including them. If you are listening, and you know someone who needs this, if they've ever been told their independence is out of reach, share this conversation with them. They don't need to be fixed, they just need to be included. Thank you so much for being here.
I appreciate the opportunity. It was my pleasure.
Yes, and thank you for all of our guests joining. This is Interconnected with Jordan.